I have my Yes, God family. Good morning. I promise I brushed my teeth. I have my retainers in, so I may sound a little shh. I'm here this morning and I am going through my morning routine. And the secret about a morning routine is that it starts the night before. So it's very, very powerful to wake up in the morning and not jump on your phone. So I'm hoping that if you're on here, this is not the first thing that you did when you woke up in the morning. And I'm going to explain a little bit why you should not jump on your phone immediately when you wake up, is because the first few minutes in the morning are so important because they really subconsciously kind of set the tone for your day. And the issue with jumping on social media or any type of media, email, checking your email, doing this, doing that, checking your text messages, the issue with doing that is you are now focused on what someone needs from you. And you may say, well, what does anyone need from me on social media? Well, they're looking for validation. They're looking for some type of approval. They're looking for you to focus on the content that they are giving out and they are creating. And sometimes that can be great depending on, who the content creator is. If it's like Yes God Wellness and they're giving you tips and, ways to improve your life. But a lot of people aren't doing that. A lot of people are really trying to sell you things. And again, not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just that in the first thing in the morning, you want to focus on what does my day need to look like for me to have the best productive day that I can have. And so what I'm doing here is that when I first woke up, before I even picked up a pen and journal, the first thing I did was I did my chanting and I did my visualization and meditation. And within those two things, I was able to really kind of spend some time focusing on the best version of Megan. All right. And maybe you're your best version right now. I'm not. I can always see myself doing better, impacting more, being more. And so I think that's human nature. So what happens when you give yourself an opportunity to do that first before you look at what else is going on in the world external to you, you really allow your subconscious and God to have the opportunity to give you guidance throughout the day and how to get there. Okay. It's the same thing with right before you go to sleep at night, being very mindful of, watching a scary movie or watching a dramatic movie. And now it's like the last thing imprinted on your brain. So your subconscious is like, oh, that's what you want for yourself. Okay. So just be very mindful that when you first wake up in the morning, really take the time to explore yourself, to pour into yourself, to define for yourself the next version of yourself that you want to be. Because I promise you, when you do that, you will start to get guidance from God on how to make that happen. I am a really, really big fan of the 80-20 principle. And in case you don't know what that means, it's basically 20% of inputs yield 80% of results. Okay. And the contrary to that is 80% input usually only yields 20% results. Okay. So you can see it everywhere. Like, if you go in your closet, you probably wear only about 20% of your clothes 80% of the time. Right. Or if you have a certain place, certain errands that you run, you probably go 80% of the time, you probably use only 20% of the roads to get there. There's so many other things. For example, working on your physique. Most people focus on the 80%, which is the exercise, right? And they say, oh, I'm going to go hard. I'm going to do this. I'm going to, do. Instead of focusing on what the doing really is about, which is what you're putting in your mouth, right? That's the 20% that will yield you the 80% of results with your body. Okay. So anyways, I'm always looking for the 20%. What is the 20% that I can do that's going to give me the maximum results? And what I find is that this morning routine of not looking at my phone immediately, doing my meditation, doing my visualization, practicing gratitude, that is the 20% that is going to yield me 80% results in my life. So now number one, I feel good about myself because I kept my word to myself, right? I had integrity. I said that this is what I was going to do in the morning, and now I've done it. So I already am starting my day with feeling good about myself, feeling confident in myself. And so I just wanted to share a little bit about what I'm doing now, which is something called scripting. And there's many different ways you can script. I've talked a lot about this on my YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed, go check Yes God Wellness out on YouTube. There are a lot of really great videos over there that can help you to become the best version of yourself. And what it talks about is different scripting activities. So what I do, what I'm really fond of is I write about my day as if it's already happened. Okay, so my journal entry is reflecting on my day. And now that I have actually had some of my day unfold today, I am in the position to say, just like I said, today was amazing. I woke up, I didn't touch my phone, and immediately I did my chanting and meditation. I love starting my day, focusing on myself and focusing on God. And then I'm going to go on to say I was able to focus on the things in my business that really yielded me the 80%. It feels really good to be able to reach out to my community and share wonderful things with them that help them transform their lives. I had a great workout at the gym. I see a difference in my body already. I'm looking amazing. I'm feeling amazing. I stuck to my word about what I said I was going to eat today, and I was going to stick with mostly raw fruits and vegetables. So you give yourself the opportunity to create your day before it actually happens. And when you do that, it's so powerful because you have already kind of set up the guidelines for yourself. You've already kind of created a system for, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing today. And I promise you, even if you don't feel like doing all those things, during your day, you will feel nudges like, oh, wait, And so I just want to share that with everybody. Today is the day that you can start new. Today is the day that even if you already woke up and looked right at your phone and didn't do any of that stuff, that's okay. You can start tomorrow and you can make that a part of your morning routine. Or guess what? You don't have to start tomorrow. You can start today. You can pull out a piece of paper, pull out a pen, and write what you want your day to look like today. My day looks like this. I had an amazing time. I was able to get so much done. I was able to knock out my to-do list. I was able to do this and that. When you write that down, I promise you, God will help you to get it done. Because the beautiful thing about inviting God into your life to help you is that you don't have to do it all. Okay. So what I found a lot of times when I write down and I get really detailed about the results of the day, not the way that the day happened necessarily, but the results that I want from the day, I'm opening myself to someone else giving me those results. Like one of my things is I want to hang these hooks up in the garage and I want to do this thing with the house and blah, 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 blah. Who's to say somebody else can't do that for me? You know what I mean? So it opens up the possibility for someone else to come and do the heavy lifting for you. All right. So this is why it's so important. So just to recap, waking up, making the first priority of your day, not looking at your phone, not checking your email, not checking your text, but immediately going into yourself and fortifying yourself and defining for yourself what your best version looks like. And then thinking from that best version and saying, well, what is that best version of me? What does this day look like for her? And then really journaling about that, getting concrete about it. And now you have a game plan for your day. Now you know the guidelines that you should stick to. And it's really, really powerful. It really feels really good. Like I'm already like buzzing right now. This is actually one of my things to do for the day that I said, you know what, Megan, I'm going to start going live more on social media. I'm going to start being transparent about what I'm going through. I am going through a major transition right now. My life has changed, and now it's time for me to redefine who I am. And that's okay to do that several times during your life. Maybe, even every day. I mean, depending on who you are and what things you experience, If you decide that you want to experience something different, know that that is possible for you. Know that you don't have to have it all figured out. Know that you don't have to know how it's going to happen. Know that it's okay to be scared, but also know that it's possible. Also know that God can do anything. Also know that no matter what, life is here to work in your work for you and not against you. All right. And I know that can be hard to accept, especially when you're going through something and it feels like trash and it feels like this sucks. Got fired from my job. I'm in a slump. Girl, listen, let me explain something. God is the source of your supply. Okay. And that's something that you can and should be saying to yourself all day long today. God is the source of my supply. I don't know how, but I know that God is going to supply my needs. God is the source of my supply. I don't know how, but God is going to supply my needs. And what do? You take the action. You look at your resume again. You polish it up. You go on Indeed. You search and you start throwing them. Tap, tap, tap. The one thing I love about the Indeed app is you can tap, tap, tap and apply right there. I promise you, God is the source of your supply. If you lost your job, if you lost the source of income, it doesn't matter because guess what? God is the source. You are going to be okay. Has God ever let you down? This is a question we have to really, because the thing is that the ego and the rational mind will attempt to convince us that we are in a state of despair at all times. Okay? Be open to the possibility that abundance can come to you from any means necessary, anything. You could meet someone in the grocery store today who is a recruiter who says, I happen to be really trying to fill this position. You never know. Listen, I'm telling you right now, okay? I've lived this. I've been in the devastating situations. I've been in the situations where I'm like, oh shit, I don't have enough money. Rent's coming up in 3 days. What am I going to do? I don't understand. Like, God, why am I going through this? Okay. And let me say this. It is okay to feel like that for a while. Okay. But it's also very important to take control, observe your mind doing that. Okay. Observe your mind doing that and then say, you know what? I don't know how, but I know God is not going to let me down. God is the only source of my supply. God can bring me supply through a job, through a business, through gifts, through coincidences, through miracles, through whatever. Okay. So really, really know that even though you may be feeling a certain type of way, that God is the source of your supply and God is going to allow you to be supplied, period. Okay. It's like fishing. You put out enough. Exactly. Jobs, like, come on, y'all. Just throw them out. Throw those resumes out. I promise you somebody's going to call. And regardless of that, listen, because God is a source, the beauty in knowing that God is the source of our supply is that we don't have to get super attached to anything. Right? Because it's like, okay, well, I lost that, but another one's on the way, or I lost that, but you know what? Maybe this is a great opportunity to just put myself out there and start this business or pick this business back up or tell people what I can do for them or think about what I can offer the world. Everything is an opportunity. Let me tell you something. I started Yes God Wellness because I lost my job. All right. And I'm going to keep it a buck with you. When I first started this business, it was not about, oh my gosh, how can I help the world? I mean, that came later, but my initial thing was, oh shit, I don't have any money to pay these bills. What can I sell? And I'm telling you, I was going and picking up furniture for free off of Craigslist and putting it and reselling it on Craigslist. Okay. I was doing all the things. I was being creative. I was thinking about the resources that I had access to and how I could offer value. And I happened to be in a room and there was a conversation. Someone said, oh, I've always wanted to try Yoni steaming. And because that was like a part of me and who I was, my friend was like, oh, Megan does that. You should go get one from Megan. And she was like, oh, okay. How much is it, Megan? And I was like, oh, shit. So that is, let me tell you something. If you tell me that wasn't God, you see what I'm saying? Like the thing is that It's not about always knowing how things are going to happen. It's not about always knowing exactly what is going to happen next. It's about being open that, you know what, God is the source of my supply, and I'm going to surrender and say, I don't know, but whatever it is, I know that I'm going to be open to it, and I'm going to listen to those nudges, and I'm going to be available when the answer pops up for me. Okay. So that's how I started Yes God Wellness. So let me tell you something. Losing a job for me is actually very, it's a sign of possibility. You know, it's almost like you had to get rid of that to make space for something new. Okay. Even though it's scary, even though you don't know what that new thing is yet, it's still there, and it's still something that be open to receiving what that is. What is the new thing that God is clearing the space for in my life? Okay. And it's not to say that that's all you have to do is, you know, obviously faith without works is dead, right? Like when you see those jobs that you want or qualify for, apply for them. If you think like, oh, you know what, I might want to do this. I think that I could maybe do this. Switch that resume up a little bit and apply for that thing. You know, we don't always have to be pigeonholed and feel like, oh, this is the thing that I had to do, and now that it's gone, it's over for me. Like, no, God, no, God, no, God. We are always attracting abundance. Always, always, always. It's up to us not to block it. Let me say that again. We are always attracting abundance. It's up to us to control that ego, control that rational mind, control that worrying, because that is what blocks the abundance from coming to us, right? And this is an example of what I mean by that. If you allow yourself to become depressed, whether it's losing your job or anything else, if you allow yourself to just get in a slump and now you're just in the house and you're not doing anything and you're not out and about, you're not running your errands, and you now are not opening yourself up to make contact with those decision makers and those people who can change your life, whether it may be in person, whether it may be online, whether it may be wherever, why not send an SOS to your friends and family? Hey guys, I'm in the market for a new job. Let me know. Another thing too, do not tell people that you lost your job. Okay. And I know it's tempting to want to vent. And this is actually a whole nother video topic that I wanted to do, but I'm going to touch on it here. Excuse me. Whatever happens in your life that makes you sad or that makes you upset or makes you anxious or depressed or whatever, it's okay to vent about it and talk about it initially to process it, right? Like it's okay to go through that kind of victimhood initially, right? But let that be it. Once you release it and share it with the people who truly need to know, you don't need to say it again to anyone else, because guess what? Every time you retell a story or every time you tell a story, you are creating something. Okay, let me say that again. Every thought you think, every word you say is a creation. So stop talking about things that don't make you feel good. Stop talking about things that make you cry when you think about them. Okay? This is a disclaimer. This is not to say that it's not important to discuss things and heal from things. Okay? Give yourself a time frame on when you do that. Allow yourself to discuss the thing that hurt, talk about it, and let it go. But you're sitting there on the phone all day with your friends about, oh my God, I can't believe I lost my job. What am I going to do? This and that. And guess what? You're creating. Okay, you know what? I lost the job. So what? I'm ready for something bigger and better anyways. God, I'm ready for you to show me my next path in life. Please, and ask God, please show me the path of least resistance. Allow me to see what is best for me. Give me the courage. Give me the strength. I know that I have everything inside of me. Okay. This is another great affirmation. I have everything that I need right inside of me right now. I don't need someone else to do anything for me, because God will give me the directions. God will give me the guidance. See, the thing is that we have a tendency to place so much importance and so much value on external people and external situations and external whatever. Writing it down and being clear about it is really, really powerful. Burnt offering, write it down, burn it, start it over. Yes, you can do that too. That's a great idea, Regina. Instead of even Instead of even discussing it, just write it down. Allow yourself to feel all the feels. Hey, Markel, allow yourself to feel all the feels and let that shit go. Don't keep talking about it. Okay. Don't keep talking about it. And I had to, these are things that I learned over time, right? But I understand how powerful the tongue is. And let me say this again. The tongue is not just about what's coming out of your mouth. The tongue is about your thoughts. Because guess what? Every word that you speak in your mind has to first be thought. Can we all agree on that? Every word that you speak out of your mouth is first a thought. So the tongue is truly the thought. This is why affirmations are so powerful. This is why gratitude is so powerful. This is why visualizations are so powerful, because you're overriding the thought, right? All of us have this monkey mind inside of our brains that's always trying to, and what are you going to do? And how are you going to, and always trying to scare us about not knowing how something is going to happen or not knowing how something is going to play out. The best thing that you can do for that is to think about the end result that you want, okay? So when you have the income or the job or the business or whatever it is that you decide that you want, what does that end result look like for you? Focus on that thing. Be clear about that thing and allow God to show you the path of least resistance to get to that thing, okay? So I hope that was very helpful for you. I just want everyone to just remember, you have so much more control and power over what happens to you than you think. Yes, life happens. Yes, life sucks sometimes. Yes, we lose jobs. Yes, relationships end. Yes, we lose loved ones. Yes to all of that, right? However, when you love yourself, and I know it's cliche, but it's true. When you love yourself and you value yourself, you know that nothing external defines you, okay? The way you look does not define you. Your name does not define you. How many children you have does not define you. How much money you have does not define you. None of these things define you. What defines you is how do you feel about yourself. And the best way to feel good about yourself is to start to feel good about God, because you are God, okay? That's the secret. And people want to say, oh, that's blasphemy. Okay, whatever. The more that you have faith in God, the more that you have faith in yourself. The more that you trust in God, the more that you trust in yourself. The more that you surrender to God, the more you surrender to yourself. So I'm telling you, no matter what you're going through today, no matter how you're feeling, know that it's temporary. It's okay, but it's temporary and it's going to pass, and you have the power to change that. You have the power to change the way you feel, that you have the power to change the way you perceive the situation. You have the power to go from feeling sad and scared and concerned to feeling excited and energized and really ready to go tackle this new thing, okay? You have the ability to change that for yourself. All right? And I would also suggest for everyone, be mindful of the time you're spending on social media, because it can really bring you down. There's so many people fronting on this app and on the other apps and doing it for the likes and doing it for the gram and doing it for the talk and doing it for this and doing it for that. Let me tell you something. You don't need to be exposing yourself to that, because it subconsciously makes you start feeling like you're not good enough. Right? It subconsciously makes you feel like you're comparing yourself now to other people. Oh, they have it all together and I don't. Or, oh, they look at their life. It's so great. And then let me tell you something. People put their best curated lives on social media. Okay. So it's worth your while to curate your life off of social media. Okay. For me, I'm going to tell you what my thing is. As far as social media is concerned, my business plan has always been going through my life, healing, because healing is a constant thing. It's not something that you do and then it's over. Constantly healing, constantly transforming myself, and turning the camera on and sharing what I'm doing with my own personal life, okay? I'm not doing it to give you an image of myself, okay? This is real Megan. Like, this is, and so just know that I feel like that's few and far between. Most things on social media are very, very curated. And it's very like, fake. Let's keep it a buck, like it's fake. So be mindful of the time you spend on social media, because it's so easy to waste a whole day just sitting there and you don't even realize how this cloud is hanging over you and making you feel like shit because you're watching all this curated stuff, comparing yourself to it. Your time would be much better spent, okay, sitting down, closing your eyes, or writing it down, whatever you're most comfortable with. God, I'm in this situation right now. I feel really scared. I feel really let your heart out. I don't know what I'm going to do. This feels really yucky. I hate this feeling. And then remember, but I know that you're real and I know that you've never let me down. So I'm coming and I'm asking you to please show me, please guide me, please allow me to have the connections and allow me, my intuition, to go to the websites and to apply to the jobs and allow the right people to see my application, or allow, the right person to see me starting to promote my business. Whatever it is, actually go and talk to God. God is your best friend. God is like literally your bestie. So you need to spend some time with God, because God, the beautiful thing about God being your bestie is that God's in control of everything. Who doesn't want a bestie like that? You know what I mean? Who doesn't want a bestie that's like, oh, that's the issue right now? I got you, boo. You know what I mean? So take that time to do that, because you're going to fortify yourself. You're going to fortify your relationship with God, and you're going to start to see immediately, you're going to feel better. You're going to start to see results, and that's going to boost your confidence in God. So continue to do that. And just know that no matter what, God is the source of my supply. God is the source of my supply. And supply is not just financial. Supply is peace. Supply is confidence. Supply is self-esteem. Supply is motivation. Supply is discipline. Supply is not just money, y'all. Okay. So remember, God is the source of my supply. I'm going to involve God in everything I do. If there's a decision that I have to make and I don't know what to do, I'm going to ask God, please give me a sign. Please show me what the right decision is. And usually the way that God answers is the feeling of it. Does it feel good? No. Then the answer is no. Okay. Does it feel good? Yes, God. Then the answer is yes, God. Okay. So just remember that. And this is for everybody. Thank you so much, Rosita Bud, for sharing that with us, because that's a really, really good example of just, the trials and tribulations that life is about. Remembering that God is the source of our supply is so, so, so important, y'all. Like really, really important. We had a sip, steam, and release session on Friday night that was amazing. I'm getting ready to actually send out a testimonial that I received from one of my girlfriends who was there to my list. So if you're not tapped into Yes God Wellness, please go ahead and tap in on the website, yesgodwellness.com, or you can just click the link in the bio. I am going to be doing we're going to get back to the healing sessions twice a month, because I need them. I'm just keeping it a buck. I need them. And I know that by me sharing my need for them, it opens a space for other people. And so that's just what we're going to do. So be on the lookout for that. I'm actually going to get that done first thing. And yes, God. And then I'm going to go about my day. I'm going to have my good workout. I'm going to do my stuff around the house. I'm going to pour into myself. I'm going to do all the things that I journaled that my day was going to look like today. I'm going to actually do those things, because I've been very clear about it. See, the thing about going into your day without having a clear plan is that a lot of times you don't end up getting shit done. And Sunday is such a special day because it's kind of like the reset. It's the beginning of the week. So don't just think about this in terms of your day. Think about it for the week. Okay. This is what I plan to intend to. These are my goals for the week. And then you break those down. Okay. If this is my goal for the week, then I need to do these particular things that equal up to that goal being accomplished, and split it up for yourself. Don't be unrealistic. Don't try to get 20 things done today. Just pick out 3 that you can do, because you start to foster a sense of confidence in yourself when you actually achieve something. Like I said, right now, me being on this live, me sharing this with you is 2 of my goals for the day knocked out. right? Because I said, I'm going to start doing my morning routine again. I'm going to be consistent with it, and I'm going to go live for my people. And that's what I'm going to do. And 2 of those things are already done. So now I'm feeling good. Like the rest of my, like, who going to stop me now? You know what I mean? But anyways, I love you. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope that's been helpful to everyone. I will talk to you soon. I will see you soon. Have an amazing day. I love you, and God loves you. Bye. Yes.